Harvey has officially responded to Richard Gadd's claims against her for the court documents for the Netflix lawsuit. And yesterday, at the time of recording, I made a video which basically highlighted Richard Roth, or the Roth law firms, who's handling Fiona Harvey's case over in the States. Basically case for dismissal. And the reason why the anti-slap should not be allowed to proceed for Netflix. And we've got all of that in yesterday's video, and I'll go over a 25-page document that the Roth law firm did file in the Californian law. And today we're going to be highlighting the response from Fiona Harvey herself, from the Fiona Harvey responding to the emails and claims made in, first of all, Baby Reindeer and also Richard Gadd's court documents. So straight off the bat, we can see this again was filed on the exact same day, the 26th of August. The law offices of Hyman, all the rest of it, the Roth law firm. So we can see Fiona Harvey is the plaintiff, Netflix are the defendants. Declaration of Fiona Bryony Harvey in support of the plaintiff's opposition to defendant's special motion to strike. And that's exactly what we're talking about. So it goes on and starts as follows. I, Fiona Bryony Harvey, hereby declare and state as follows. 1. I am over 18 years of age and I am the plaintiff in this action. I submit this declaration based upon my personal knowledge and, if called as a witness, could and would testify to the matters set forth below. Now, I mean, of course she's going to be called forward. She is literally the defendant, or the plaintiff, sorry. So, I mean, the fact that surely she has to be there. Anyway, number 2. This declaration is submitted in support of the plaintiff Fiona Harvey's opposition to defendants Netflix Inc.'s and Netflix Worldwide Entertainment LLC's special motion to strike, which of course was filed from Netflix. 3. I was born in Bridge of Allan in Scotland in 1965. 4. I graduated with a law degree from Aberdeen University Law School in Scotland in 1990. 5. Thereafter, I worked at various law firms. 6. In or around 1999 and 2000, I was interested in politics and was a member of the Labour Party, which I actually find that really weird that she was a member of the Labour Party because she hates Labour. You know, Sadiq Khan, Sir Keir Starmer, she always bashes Labour and is very conservative from what I've seen. She's all of her emails are pro-Conservative Party. I sought to be nominated as a candidate for Member of Parliament on behalf of the Labour Party, but was never selected as a prospective parliamentary candidate. Unlike the primary process in American politics, where the public votes for a nominee under parliamentary system, the nominees who get to run for Members of Parliament are chosen by the Labour Party itself. In other words, I did not canvass or make speeches or run media advertisements seeking votes from members of public. When I sought the nomination, I was simply not chosen by the Labour Party. So that basically, in the Richard Roth's legal response yesterday, they filed that Fiona Harvey could not be deemed as a limited public figure or a public figure full stop because she never had a outward facing job regarding Parliament, which Netflix stated that she did. So because she was never chosen to run advertisements or campaigns, she was never public facing, which means that she was neither a limited public figure or a public figure. Therefore, the defamation case still stands moving forwards. Number 7. Since that one instance, I have never attempted to be a candidate for public office or sought to obtain any possession as a public official. 8. I moved to London in 2005 seeking a fresh start after a long boyfriend prematurely passed away. Very sad. No mention there. Obviously, this is a timeline so far, but around this period of 1999 and 2000, I believe the Laura Ray incident took place. So no mention of that whatsoever, which is interesting. Number 9. I met Richard Gadd in or around 2014 at the Hawley Arms pub in Camden, near where I lived, and where Gadd was a bartender. Gadd craved attention at the bar. He flirted with me, and we exchanged banter. Wow. Okay, so she's stating that he's desperate for attention, and he flirted with her an awful lot. Okay. 10. I never knew where Gadd resided during that time period, but he but he knew where I lived because he asked me on numerous occasions. 11. I tweeted Richard Gadd in 2014. A copy of one of my tweets is annexed in as Exhibit 26. 12. I never had any contact with Gadd outside of the Hawley Arms. I do not recall ever being alone with Gadd anywhere at any time. Ooh. That's obviously very conflicting to what we've heard from Richard Gadd. And it says, I never had any contact with Gadd outside of the Hawley Arms. So, obviously, I'm assuming she's implying there on a personal, like, you know, real life level. But technically there was contact outside of the Hawley Arms because Richard Gadd literally showed emails that would have taken place outside of work time. So surely she did have contact with him outside of the Hawley Arms. Unless emails and, you know, internet correspondence doesn't count, but I don't see why it wouldn't. Now we get on to Baby Reindeer. 13. The allegations Netflix made about me and Baby Reindeer are completely false. I never waited for Gadd outside his home. I never had any sexual contact with Gadd. I never attacked Gadd. I never gouged his eyes or smashed a glass over his head. I never stalked a police officer. I've never been indicted of a crime. I have never been convicted of a crime, and I have never pled guilty to a crime. I have never been to prison. I mean, I've never had any sexual contact with Gadd, yes, but obviously there was no mention there of the emails. I never sent that many emails anyway. Number 14, I'm horrified that Netflix included scenes in Baby Reindeer where I am having sex with Gadd. I mean, the only instance of her allegedly having any sexual contact with Gadd was the canal scene where she kind of cornered him and grabbed him in his man area. And that's the only time that we ever really see any sexual contact between them. I mean, they never allegedly had sex. And I think the only time that, like, the two kind of crossed paths was when Richard Gadd was struggling to make love to his transgender girlfriend, Terry. And then he had visions of of Martha, which then got him going, for want of a better way of putting it. Or the scene where Richard is MBing to photos of Fiona, or to Martha, sorry. So, you know, I don't know what she's alluding to there, because I don't remember any particular sex scenes. 15. I understand that Richard Gadd claims that I once shoved the back of his neck. I deny this ever happened. I also deny pinching his bum. 16. No one from Netflix, including Richard Gadd, contacted me about Baby Reindeer before or after it was released. Okay, 17. As a result of Baby Reindeer, total strangers and members of the media began to contact me on or about April 21st, 2024 through Facebook, identifying me as Martha from Baby Reindeer. Exhibits 1 through 23. The exhibits are a fraction of the thousands. I estimate 5,000 to 10,000 messages I received in total from strangers in response to Baby Reindeer. These individuals accused me of exhibits 1, 2, and 22. Threatened me, exhibits 1 and 2, and told me to off myself, wishing me grave harm, exhibits 5 to 6 and 16. Individuals specifically referenced to hang my curtains, tweet exhibits 12 and 13 and 15. Others attempted to call me, exhibits 5 and 11. 18. As a result of being identified and out of concern for my safety, I decided to go on the Piers Morgan Uncensored show to defend myself and explain that while I do know Richard Gadd, I did not do any of the actions that Baby Reindeer says that I did. The episode aired on May 9th, 2024. I have reviewed Netflix's claim that on Piers Morgan I say Baby Reindeer was not me. Netflix has twisted my words. My comment was that I did not do the things Richard Gadd said that I didn't. No, that's not true. Literally, Baby, within the first kind of part, she's like, that's not me. And like, literally verbatim, she literally says that wasn't her, that she was not Martha at all, categorically. But then 180s that motherfucker, and then during the interview, and later on does go on to say that actually I never did the things that Richard Gadd accused me of. I never sent the 41,000 emails. I never left the hours of voicemails. I never left several thousand letters, or however many it was, hundreds of letters. I never pinched his bum, all the rest of it. But she categorically said that Martha wasn't her to begin with. I remember that so vividly because everyone talks about that. So, I mean, she's literally lied there. As a result of Baby Reindeer, I had to close my Facebook account and stopped watching the news for fear of any story about me. I'm afraid to go outside out of fear of being attacked. Some weeks I do not leave my apartment. I am suffering from, among other things, constant panic attacks, chest pains, anxiety, nightmares, depression, nervousness, stomach pains, loss of appetite, fear and insomnia. The stress and anxiety is also severely affecting my diabetes. 20. Annexed as Exhibit 24 is a true and correct copy of a certificate of the United Kingdom confirming that I have never been convicted of a crime. Now, obviously, if that's the same one that was shared with Lad Bible a few months ago, that was just a basic DBS, which obviously doesn't show. We've been over this countless times, and I've made countless videos, literally going extensively through from the government website what shows up on a basic, advanced, and enhanced DBS check, which in the UK, for anyone that doesn't know, there's 3 stages of DBS, which is basically a data barring checklist or something like that. And basically what it is, it shows all convictions, and you need one in order to be able to work with children, vulnerable adults, vulnerable adolescent people, and the elderly. As well as many other careers like, you know, the NHS and all the rest of it. You basically, it's to make sure that you've not got yourself in any trouble. So basically, if you were a registered sex offender against children, that would show on an enhanced DBS, probably also an advanced DBS check. And then obviously your employer would be like, you can't work with children because you're on the sex register. Anyway, number 21. I declare under penalty of perjury under the laws of the United States of America that foregoing is true and correct to the best of my knowledge, information, and belief. Executed this day of August 2014 at London, England, and then it is officially signed. I mean, I'm not sure about this because Exhibit 18, 18, she outlines that she never said that she was, she never says that she wasn't Martha, and when she actually did. So the whole thing's a bit weird. I mean, it's interesting to get Fiona Harvey's kind of perspective and to get her say for the courts, but does it mean anything? Obviously, this is just to kind of back up the file for to basically disregard the file for dismissal that Netflix put in. But I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. I yesterday, listening to the Roth law firm's response, I was like, they've got a really good case here. And now I feel like this from Fiona Harvey kind of undoes it a little bit, because I don't know, I just feel like it was a little bit irrelevant. It's nothing that we haven't already heard. And it's very interesting that she never addresses Laura Ray, George Galloway, Keir Starmer, or anyone like that. Very, very interesting. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. While you're down there, be sure to jump scare the hell out of that like button. And until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.